recording. So, hello everybody, and welcome to our first MUA Town Hall for April 2024. We have two dear guests today, Wiebke Müller from Hannover University of Applied Sciences and Arts, and Alex Beers from LearnLink, formerly at University of Ulm. They two guys from the team around the popular Moodle theme Boost Union, been in existence for about 2 years now. Those of you who have been to Barcelona to the Moodle Global last year maybe saw the presentation on Boost Union there, done by Alex, Luca Bösch, and Stefan, what's his last name?
Scholz,
Stefan Scholz from Be Decent. Yes, so you see there are some more guys to that team, and it's a collaborative effort, this Boost Union theme. And yeah, we're eager to get to know how you're working on the theme and what it does, what it offers. It's quite popular, so take the stage and let us know.
Okay, thank you very much, Harald. My name is Wiebke. I'm joining from Hanover, and I'm happy to have Alex by my side because, as many of you might know, Alex is one of the builders of this theme, and we did some collaboration on this presentation, and we hope to give you some interesting insights into how this all developed in the recent 2 years. I assume you've read the caption by now, so we'll just continue with the next slide. Long story short. Okay, Boost Union, in a nutshell, I'll give you a few numbers, so just so you know. Then we'll tour you around the current features up and running. We've done some work on usability, some more look and feel, some more branding options. So I try to keep this as actually recent as possible because you can also go to the other MUA presentation that was held by Luca, Alex, and Stefan a few months ago. I think it's actually a year ago. So this can be seen as an update. Yes, and then we'll tell you what some users said and of course the behind the scenes look. So let's start. We're a corporation. This is how we can team up with so many people. Moodle and Hochschulen is the registered association, a non-profit organization in Germany, which tries to focus on the viewpoint of higher institutions, higher educational institutions. So we've almost reached 1 billion students by now, so quite a few using Moodle and associated in the association. Then there is LearnLink and Be Decent, two independent development partners, and this is a good, really a good thing to have, that you have the institution and then you have two providers of actual code. We all together, we form the editing group, let's call it like that. And we're trying to load balance the work, and we're getting better and better, I think. Okay, so these are the three people, the three instances behind Boost Union. Okay, so currently 2,700 sites using. In the last 90 days, we've had almost 4,000 downloads, and the latest version is 4.3 R10. We'll come back to this tag later because it's interesting in how we work for testing, and our testing infrastructure relies on these tags. So it's an interesting number to keep in mind. Okay, what we have here, our motivation. We're very motivated to actually make Boost Union something you can use to configure the Moodle you have to your needs. So there might be only one feature that you find interesting in Boost Union. It's still worthwhile to download the theme and then just activate the one feature you need, and all the rest will remain untouched. Because what our main design principle is to actually never turn anything on. We provide the features, but we keep them off, so you can just pick whichever thing is useful for you. You'll see later on what this is all about. Okay, I'll guide you through these 3 groups of features. Just a small tour. We don't want to spend too much time in the feature viewing because we would like to invite you to try it out later on. So just giving you the top of the iceberg here. The look and feel. I'll try to prepare a tour from login to course level so you can just see, okay, how does this work? You can see this is a screenshot of a login page. So what you can spot is this beautiful background image, only parts of it there. And you can see that the login, like the login container, is moved to the left. You can also have it in the center or on the right-hand side. You can also see this little note here. This site is only set up for presentation purposes. You can choose the color of your notes that the hint that you put there. And you can also choose from when to when it's going to be displayed, for example. Okay, so the next one. The dashboard. Of course, you recognize the dashboard. What's new to this is you have this list, card, and summary selector, and you can actually configure what you want to offer to your users. So you could make this list only, and people don't get to choose this. And of course, you can see the course image here in this dashboard. Okay, there's also one thing that is not there anymore, and this is the home navigation element. So you can configure it's not there anymore. Next slide. It's again the look and feel. So as I said, coming to the course level here, you see there's the course image in the course, and quite recently we've added a usability feature, which I personally, I'm very fond of this because the first time I opened Moodle or something, I looked at the left-hand side and I thought, like, where are these icons? Now they're back if you want them. And you can, of course, choose if you want them. They're not automatically there. So this is maybe a good example of how we try to let you decide, do I want those icons or do I not want them? And they do also interact with the course completion status. So we've respected that in the implementation. You might have noticed that the page width is a different one here. Also, the draw width can be configured. So I tend to make things a little broader than just put them in the center. Okay, so next one. Branding options. As I mentioned before, Be Decent and also LearnLink, they're private businesses. So of course they have private customers. And of course, for private customers, branding is an even more important question. And we've tried to include a few branding options that are actually quite in use. It starts with your brand colors, and then you can upload your logo, a fav icon, background image, and you can also, of course, use the course image as a branding tool. And the next one, I think it's shown in the next screen. Actually, the activity icons can be used for branding options as well. As you can see here, I tried to use these Moodle in Hochschulen e.V. colors. The good thing about the activity icons is that you can change the icon purpose color. So you basically change the color of these icons, but you can also change the activity purpose if necessary. So you can say that, I don't know, something chat now is not communication, is something else. It's not always sometimes it's obvious, but sometimes you have these purposes that could be this or that, and you can add them to an extra group. And you can also enable custom icons for activities and resources. Maybe there's an icon you don't like, or there's an activity that you came up with by yourself, and then of course you want it to be in this style. Okay, so the next thing would be navigation. I've enabled the edit mode, as you can see in the screenshot. So as I told you before, you can hide nodes in the primary navigation. And there's something we quite recently put to the user menu. We mentioned, I wanted to mention it here because it's related to languages. The preferred language link is now in the user menu. So this makes it a bit quicker to actually change your preferred language. And we've got these winning three, as I tend to call them. It's the back to top button down here. Then you have a scrolls by feature. So just imagine you're editing and then you're scrolling down the page and you finish editing and then you jump back to where you were before. Hooray. So that's making things a little easier. And then we have activity navigation elements. That's even one level further down. So imagine you'd click on the activity choice and you'd want to go back to the page. So you don't need to go back to the overview page. You can navigate directly from the choice activity to the page. Okay, so that was, a little feature walkthrough. And just to keep you alive, I decided to make a little quiz with you. So in the next screenshot, you will find a few Boost Union features, and you can just count them and maybe put the number you've spotted, the number of features you've spotted in the chat. So actually I have to concentrate by myself because I didn't take notes on how many features there are. So I hope that Alex is also going to help me solve this little quiz for you. So here we go. Okay, this is 0. Let me see. Ah, that's interesting. The screen is missing. No, here it is. Okay. So maybe you can make it on full screen. So you start counting.
I think this was fine the way
not
you
full
had
screen.
it.
Yeah, the way I had it before. Okay, so we'll give you 10 seconds. Take your time. Okay, I'll have a look at the chat. Okay, so Luca's participating. He's, of course,
so
somebody counted 7.
Many persons have counted 4 or 5. Luca has counted 6. Richard has found 7. So I would be really curious what the 7th is because I have counted 6 myself. Okay, Richard was just guessing.
Okay, so Alex, would you like to take turns so people can have a different voice now and just shortly, briefly explain what the features are?
Sure, I can do that. I will make myself as presenter, so you should see my mouse now. As you have introduced it already, it's the activity icons here in the navigation drawer or in the course index drawer. Then the home navigation node is missing. It has just been removed. Similarly, there's an additional navigation item here. It's done by the smart menus, which you will introduce shortly, I assume. Then set preferred language here, this additional navigation element in the language selector, which will directly link to your settings. Then we have this feature which hasn't been introduced before. It's just an information panel which informs you that you have switched your role, and it informs you at the point of action, so to say, because Moodle Core just informs you up here in the navigation bar that you have switched your role, and you can return to your normal role directly where the content is and the activity navigation items or elements here at the bottom of the page. These are the 6 items which I have found. Maybe someone has found additional elements.
Harold's putting, the branding colors. Yeah, okay, that's
Well
true.
spotted. Yes,
Yeah.
and
the logo actually.
the logo actually. And some people might say, well, Boost in Moodle Core already has branding options and logo options. And yes, that's correct, fully correct. But Boost Union takes one or several steps further. In Boost Union, you can configure additional branding colors. So you would be able to customize the colors which come with the Bootstrap CSS framework, which has some kind of hard-coded red and yellow and green colors. You can customize that, and you can even use additional logo formats like an SVG file, which is not possible in Moodle Core, at least to my knowledge when we implemented that back in the past. So back to you, Wiebke.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, the next slide is a live demo. So let me just change to the URL. In the live demo, I will show you a feature that I hadn't mentioned before. It's called favors. So, and also, flavors, categories, and cohorts. What I'm going to do is actually share my screen. So that's making it easier. No, the other one. The other one. Here we go. So everybody thinking of ice cream, that's what happened to me when I heard this first. It's nothing to do with ice cream. I'm sorry. We have this. Yeah, actually, I have it here. So just imagine you are a user and you're having different groups or cohorts of users that are using the same installation. Still, you would like to give them a different appearance of a few courses. And when I say a few, it means that you can actually change the look and feel of the site by changing the course category, by applying the flavors to the course category, should I actually say. So what you see now, we've just made like very few amends here to only for presentation purposes. We've actually enlarged the Schriftgröße.
Font size.
The font size, yeah. Thank you. Sorry. And we've made some background colors and so this is actually, I think it's a use case that you might have people who for health reasons would, for example, need a different font size. So you could make this a true case. But I assume there are many other use cases where you could make use of this feature. And when I go back to here, it'll come back. So this is what the flavors do. And since it's a very good example to, it's easy to grasp, I guess, I chose this to give you a little walk through the backend. So imagine you're an admin, you log in, and you're in your site administration. You go to appearance, and after that, you will find the Boost Union feature groups here. So you'd click into these flavor sections. And you can easily create a new flavor, or you could work on the flavor you've already had. So it's as easy as that. You go into the edit mode and change whatever you'd like to change. There's title description. So this is logo, have icon, background image. All these branding options can actually be done in a flavor. And you can apply your flavors to course categories or to cohorts, as I said before. So that was the live demo. Easily done. If there are any questions to any of the things I present, I hope you make use of the chat or just show your hand so you can also speak, of course. We'll have some time in the end to look at this.
I do not have a question, but I just
Mm-hmm.
have a small addition to clarify what flavors are there for, or what was the reason to create them initially. If you are working at a university or at a larger institution which has several departments, and each of these departments might have their own corporate identity, rules regarding colors, logos, background images. That's what the flavors are there for. And for example, at a university, you can empower each department to use their own colors and styling guidelines within Moodle, within their course categories, or within the cohorts of users of these departments.
Thank you. I forgot about that. It's true. Okay, so let's have a look at the smart menus. The summer term menu that I just used was one of these smart menus. So smart menus can be added by the administrator to provide different kind of navigation items that are considered to be useful. We use them, as I come from a university myself, we use them for providing different, providing only the menu, the courses that people are enrolled into in a short click via the main navigation. But you have also different locations for this smart menu, so you could put it in the very top line. You can also, if you're frequent mobile users, you could actually place it for mobile use in the bottom. So we call it the bottom bar. Okay, and actually the smart menus are currently being refactored because we had some display optimization to do. And we've just received a PR, and it's currently in review. So I hope in a few weeks, maybe not month, let's see, we'll come up with a new version. And what the smart menu will do from then on, it's not going to fly out anymore. As you can see here, you click on it and then it's going to fly out. It'll follow this navigation paradigm that's being used in the user menu. So it'll shift, just as did the language menu before. So yeah, I'm very happy to have these changes, and I think it'll even further the use of the smart menus. And we've already had feedback from our users that they're really happy to have the semester navigation back. And it was really proved to be useful already now. Okay, so that was the smart menus. You can see here another example. You can make a section admin tools and then just group the tools that you're using very frequently, because you can not only insert categories or actually course custom fields like semester in our installation. The semester is a course custom field, and then the smart menu picks from the course custom field. You can also put URLs, so it's direct links to different things you'd like to group. And you can put FA icons, so font awesome icons can be used to visualize this. Comes in very handy. Okay, so what's behind the smart menus? It's really dynamically filled, fully flexible menus in various locations for specific user groups. Super easily duplicated. I love this duplication feature because then you just click and you have everything again. It's a good feature, really. I like it. Yeah. So where the smartness kicks in. Yeah. Okay. Some more words on how to actually click these, how to actually configure the smart menus. You have the menu structure. So you would then define the menu's location. Then you have a menu mode. Does it come as a submenu or is it an inline menu? And then you have various restrictions. So you could teach your menu, should it be shown to different roles? Should it be shown to different cohorts by language or by date? That's quite a few. I would like to skip the live demo here because I'd like to focus on the grouping, on the group work, actually on the teamwork that we're doing. So let's not do the live demo. Last but not least, we have various content functionality in Boost Union. So you could add your slider on the front page. You could add advertisement tiles or info tiles. You could also use them as information tiles, info banners. And as work in progress, we've actually had a PR coming in from the Moodle users, so not from this association, but from somebody who's working on Moodle, developing a Moodle by himself, and he's suggested us to put the course tiles on the course category index page, which we think is a really good idea, and we're currently refining the PR to our needs. So that's one example of how actually users' contributions may find their way into the Boost Union code, and that's also why sometimes we can really quickly add a feature if it's suitable for the Boost Union mantra. We can add it, and yeah, we're very thankful if there are ideas from the community coming in. Makes it easier to move forward. Okay, so the content, as I told you, slider on front page, advertisement tiles, you can see it here. We plastered the whole page with these tiles, but you can, of course, give them your own content, and you can also make use of the blocks that can be added. There are block regions that you could add to different page categories. I'll not go into detail here on this because Stefan explained the idea of it in the other presentation. So just go back to the other presentation. You can find the idea of that there, but of course that's also content. Yeah. Here you can see the content section and the backend. Yeah. Footer, static pages, info banner, advertisement tiles, and slider. Yeah, there's one thing we do not like, and that's the question mark footer. It's not that we do not like it, but it's actually in EU countries, you're obliged to give the one-click link to the imprint. So you're not allowed to hide the imprint behind the question mark out of legal reasons. So that's why we had to come up, one of the main reasons we had to come up with this traditional footer design. So yes, you can see here now, the imprint is just text. That's a footer page, an extra page also that you can use. And then you could make this text here, and then you have direct links to whatever you need in the footer. We've got some work planned on improving the handling of accessibility issues. Also here, the EU law kicks in. We would like to offer an easy workflow to handle problems from the accessibility side. So if anybody encounters a problem, it should be very easy for this person to notify the site administration about this problem. So we're thinking about providing an extra link in the imprint, an extra page that is dealing with this. So keep an eye on the feature development if you're interested in this, or if you have users who would need this. Okay, next one. Yeah, okay, that was the feature tool. Sorry, I just skipped my end. I'm seeing something happening in the chat. Oh yeah, thank you, Harold, for providing the link. I'll just carry on in case there are questions. Just let us know. What users say, we're very happy that Severin gave us a big thank you in one of the forums, and he entitled me to quote this now. He's referring to the customization features that we have, so he's making good use of that. Here it is in French. Yeah, so just so you could see it in French. Very, very nice quote. Thank you, Séverine. Si tu regardes ça, merci beaucoup. Okay, the next one was Chris Kennyberg, who is referring to grandchild theme features. And Alex, if you're happy to maybe just tell a few words about this grandchild theme thing that you recently worked on, maybe that would be great.
Okay, I can try.
Just like what was the idea of it?
Yes, of course. So many institutions using Boost Union, especially in the German-speaking countries, have approached us and told us, on the one hand, hey, we have requirements for features which we would like to see implemented in our theme, in our local theme, but they are so special to our local needs that we can't contribute them back to Boost Union as a community project. And that's why they wanted to take the way to implement a grandchild theme of Boost. So if you are technically interested, you will know that Boost Union is already a child theme of Boost, which ships with Moodle Core, and you can add additional childs, and Boost Union Child is the way how many institutions build their own local solutions. And on the other hand, we have heard from several obstacles from these institutions. They told us, hey, when we are implementing a grandchild theme of Boost Union, we encountered these issues, these problems. Can you fix them? Can you take care of them? And we just went ahead and implemented a boilerplate repository. It was initially built by Daniel Poggenpohl from Fun-Universität Hagen, and it has now been adopted into our community group of Boost Union maintainers. If you go one slide back, please, Wiebke, then you will see the URL to the GitHub repository. This is the repository of the boilerplate for Boost Union Child. So if you want to implement a child repository or a child theme, sorry, to Boost Union, please have a look at this boilerplate. Please use it, and we will take care that it will be updated with any major or breaking changes in Boost Union. If you want to build a Boost Union child theme without this boilerplate, you are free to go, but we can't guarantee that we can respect or handle any issues which you encounter then if you take this route. So I hope that wasn't too technically, and back to you, Wiebke.
Thank you very much. I think people are interested in grandchild themes. They can do with the technical part of it, because yeah, thank you. Okay, and the last one comes from Luca and Wolfgang. Switzerland is happy to use the favorites as a tool, as I showed you before. So they're actually improving the visual branding of the site. And I thank you very much. I think both of them are here. So yeah, thanks for letting us quote this. Yes, 2 years later, it was 3 people with many ideas, 3 persons, and now we've managed to actually have 15 people in the team instead of 4. Oh, it was 4, sorry. And we're actually still growing. So we're growing in expertise and in numbers. We still have about 155 issues that are to be handled, but we have 245 issues closed. And yeah, we're really looking forward to work together in the future. And I think it proved good to actually form groups. We have teams, 4 teams. We're meeting in a bi-weekly online, mode. We could say it's only online meetings, except for the Moodle gatherings. And basically, this is on the technical side. This is supported by GitHub, by Element, and by a huge testing infrastructure that was set up by one of our colleagues. He's making use of the Docker containers and a Plesk infrastructure. So the page I have just shown you earlier is actually a page that was set up especially for this presentation, but we're also setting up pages not with one click, but with very few command lines. I managed to put these command lines, and I'm not a frequent flyer in Linux environments. So it is really, if I can do it, everybody can do it. And it's a very handy way to create an infrastructure that could actually mount that's why I refer to these tags. You can mount a special tag, or you can even mount a PR of Boost Union. That was, you mount Boost Union with with the addition of this special PR, and then this whole thing gets set up, and afterwards you define which Moodle version you would like to test this. And it's 5 minutes, and then the whole thing is there. And if you're done with it, then you can just close it down, or somebody else will do the cleaning up for you if you forget about it. But it's yeah, very handy, and we've used it a lot for many purposes. And I think this is one of the things that will keep us rolling and keep us being productive and even be more productive. Just one slide back. Yeah, we have 4 groups. So there's the core group, which is design and development, consisting of Luca, Alex, Stefan, and also a few more members, because Alex is not only one of the main builders, but he's also leading the review team. Very important to have peer review, especially if you handle issues from the community and PRs from the community that come in. And then we set up this editorial and communication group, which I'm a member of, and other team members as well. And then we have a whole team around the testing and documentation parts. So really, we try to let people come in with their personal interests, their personal skills, so you'd be able to help this group. And most of us are doing this in the work time, but we're also members of the Moodle and Hochschulen e.V. So this integrates with this community idea. I think it integrates very well. Yeah, so let us have a look at our weekly planning board. So this is where the magic happens. Actually, this is a public repository. So if any of you would like to have a look into these planning boards and would like to inspire themselves on maybe how to set up their own project, just have a look and write us a note if you have some questions on it. It was some work to go through all these issues and to cluster them. We've clustered them into different lists. So sometimes we have things that we absolutely need to discuss with Alex or other development members. Then they become the tag issues to be discussed. And then you've got this one list you can go through very quickly. And here you see the different, yeah, it's a Kanban board. Basically, we're trying to be agile here. And sometimes it happens that things wander from one column to the other in about 2 weeks' time. And sometimes it happens that items, yeah, kind of find their peace in one of the columns and don't move that quickly, but that's how it is. We have to prioritize, because the one thing we're still missing is actually time and resources. But we're trying to focus on what we think is important, and it's always a team discussion and a team decision. So it's not like one university pushing their things through. We're trying to respect the needs, and we're also, yeah, discussing things too, trying to respect what's happening in Moodle core. So there are a lot of questions to be respected when you decide on whether or not to implement a feature, or whether or not to accept a PR that has been very well meant, but maybe doesn't quite fit in the strategy. So yeah, it's an interesting work, really, but there's also a lot of work to do. So yeah, as you can see here, this is the improvement section. We try to classify or cluster things into what is a new feature, so completely new world. What is an improvement on an existing feature, so that would be more likely to be implemented, and clearly the bug fixes come first in line. So yeah, if you want to follow us, you are very welcome to do so by joining the GitHub space, by having a look in the forums. For some reason, this link yeah, was supposed to be here. So this is our website, the Moodle and Hochschulen website. And yeah, just feel free to have a look at this. And also feel free to join the party, because we've got a next event coming up in autumn. It is AMC, as was just mentioned in the chat room, is welcoming the Moodle again at the TU in Vienna. We've been there in 2019, and it was really a great occasion to meet up, and many of these ideas that have actually now come to life. Yeah, I think, started then or even earlier, maybe. So yeah, that's a day to save and maybe to meet up again. And I think that's also my last slide. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope I was understandable and it was clear enough. And come up with questions, guys. That's why we're here.
I think first of all, thank you, Wiebke, very, very much for your amazing presentation. It was well prepared. I didn't have anything to do or to prepare, so you did all the job. I'm really grateful for that, and it's especially interesting to see how people who are not working in the technical area, like I do or we do, can embrace Boost Union as a project, understand it, promote it. Yeah, I'm really happy to see that. And yes, we should take the last 15 minutes to answer your questions. I tried my best. I did my best to keep track in the chat, answer quick questions directly, posting some additional links. And I think the last remaining unanswered question is the question by Don, who is the town hall presenter number 3. He has posted a quite longer question, and while you take the time to read through the question, I would just like to say one small correction to your talk. I think in the first third you mentioned that people are able to disable the presentation options on the My Courses block, and that's a Boost Core or Moodle Core feature. That's not a feature of Boost Union. So we have so many features of Boost Union. You might be able to lose track of all of them, but in fact, that's a feature of Moodle Core. We don't want to take away the glory from Moodle Core. We haven't
No,
built
never.
that.
Sorry.
But
I got that
anyway,
wrong again. You even told me before, but I kind of mixed that up again. Yeah.
anyway,
So,
with
yeah.
Boost Union, you are able to disable the images which might mislead users or just confuse them on my courses page. So we have a feature on that page, but not that one which you described. Okay,
Okay.
so now back to Don's question.
Yeah,
Do you want to
his
start?
main question really is does it lead the development and does it manage the specification and features each year? The German association funds it. Actually, yeah, it's difficult to answer really, Don, because sometimes funding is not the problem, really prioritizing is the problem. So we're trying to make this a group-led thing, really. If somebody comes with resources and comes with good ideas and is saying, okay, we want this feature and really promotes it to the association, then the editorial group will think like, yeah, why should we not take on with this great feature? And it's most of the time it's not that much of a problem, because when you know you have the developers, you can also have review and you can also have testing, and then the bugs that might occur will be fixed, so you will get a fully functional feature. And as long as it's in the strategic, like what we define to be useful, we don't really see reasons to not take on these features, because if you don't want them, you just don't turn them on. Because what a feature never will do, it will never block another feature. So really, the decision is more on, okay, is this buggy? So if it's too buggy, then we don't take it. But that's more a question of quality. And then is it in the strategic line? We will always try to not mingle with core functionality too much, as an example, like on how is it valued. If something really goes into core behavior, then we tend to say, okay, could we make this more simple? Maybe could you change it the way, Does this answer your question? And was this right, Alex, what I just said? Like, basically.
I think what you said was right, yes. And I think I can add some things because Don had some more question. So regarding funding, yes, the German Association, Moodle and Hochschulen, is funding the project. So There's money flowing into development time. There's money flowing into the testing infrastructure, but you must not forget all the time coming from the people working at universities who spend part of their main working time on the project. They are just contributing volunteer time, and it is basically a funding with one more hop, because the university or the employer of the people just funds their working time, and they are doing this project work within their main working time. No, we do not have 15 developers. I would be really happy to have 15 developers, but we do not have so many people, but we have several contributions coming from outside of this core group, and I think we have exceeded the number of 15 developers up to now. So people just having a good idea, being able to write code, contribute functionality, fixes, features to Boost Union, and it's just our job to review them. And we are short on these peer review resources. That's our main problem at the moment. We are not so short when it comes to funding or paying the developers. It's just a matter of time. And I think these were the additional questions which I spotted.
Don would like to have a percentage on like how many outside programmers and companies is it, or is it in-house? So the association does not have in-house development, not a single one, I'd say. It's always, cooperating.
But this question was directed to Thomas, who is coming from the AMC. So,
okay, sorry. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
the
still,
AMC is having a similar but still different model than we have. So, our association here does not have any employed developer or technician.
Yeah, and there's one more question that's interesting. Boost Union is not the only project of the association, so it's actually not the only plugin that is being maintained by the association. We have many other plugins, but I'd tend to say that maybe Boost Union is, the biggest one. I don't know. I'm not saying the most important one, but it's actually the one that the most, resources go into.
Exactly. So at the moment, Boost Union is the one major project which is actively developed by the association. There are more than 20 additional plugins which are simply maintained or kept alive, but all the development resources which are available are flowing currently into Boost Union.
Yeah. That's it. Money for testing. Yeah, that's the thing. We actually moved on with this testing infrastructure. It's quite new, and we're really trying to make use of technology to ease our jobs and just mount the things and then do functional testing. And after, or maybe before, technical review, we always try to consider the functional testing and the review of code testing or process. So obviously functional testing can be done by non-developers, and sometimes it's even good if non-developers do it, because then they would act as normal users do, not these code guys who know everything. Sometimes you just do some random usage of things, and then that's where you discover the bugs or the improvements.
And you have to note that we are still building up and adapting our processes constantly. We try to align as much as possible and as we can to the processes which Moodle Core has. So we are keeping one GitHub branch or Git branch per Moodle Core major version, which means we are doing the same thing than Moodle Core does. We are trying to establish, or we have established a peer review process where, as Wiebke said, non-technical persons have a look at the feature or at the contributions, and technical persons have a look at the contribution. And if and only if all persons are fine with the addition, then it will be integrated and in the end released on moodle.org/plugins.
I think Hugo also had a question.
Did I miss that?
Yeah, let me scroll up.
Okay.
I repeat the
Yeah,
question
from a
from a
year
year
ago.
ago. Do you think Boost Union can become the standard theme shipping with Moodle down the road?
I think you asked me this question personally when we met at the last conference, and well, my answer is still the same. Yes, that would be awesome. On the other hand, Moodle Core and then the major theme in Moodle Core does have another schedule, another timeline than we have. So at the moment, we are quite happy to be able to act in an agile way to integrate features directly. And if this theme would be the Moodle Core theme, it would focus much more on stability and long-term support. We do not hesitate to break things, or at least to change them in some kind of dramatic way if it is needed. And this is not possible in Moodle Core, unfortunately. And especially we have seen, or at least we have the understanding that Moodle HQ hesitates to integrate that many features, that many switches and buttons and possibilities to change things into a Moodle Core theme. They do not hesitate to pick up these good ideas. We are seeing good features every now and then being integrated into Moodle Core. I think the scrolls by feature is one of these features which are still in the process of being integrated in Moodle Core. Luca is our man who is watching the tracker constantly, and Luca, you might give us an update. But that's the major problem. We have the scrolls by for more than a year now, and it is still discussed for integration in Moodle Core, and it might land in 4.5 or something like that. And that's our main benefit at the moment. But anyway, we have talked to Matt and Brett on the last Moodle Mood Global, and they were interested to basically cherry pick features from Boost Union to Moodle Core if they are useful for the whole community, but this hasn't started in any way. At the moment, we are quite busy building the theme for our community, for our own benefit, just to keep ourselves happy, and contributing things back to Moodle Core might be another project when and if we have more developer resources. Luca, do you want to add anything which is in an integration process to Moodle Core? You have much more insights into current developments than I have. Luca does not want to add anything.
Apparently not.
But I see another comment by Don. Agile way. Core is less agile. Don, can you elaborate what you mean with this question?
Oh, you just answered it. You said that core needs to focus on stability rather than adding lots of features. So you're interested in adding features. So that was answered, yes.
All right.
Okay, so we're 5 minutes early. Maybe somebody else had been holding back with a question that could be discussed now, if you would like to take our expertise, if I might call it so.
So I see that Harold already has switched on his camera for some final words. But if nobody has a question, I would just like
comment.
to make.
Yeah.
I just want to make one more comment. I'm impressed that AMC does 11 plugins. The German Association does 21 plugins. What if we had 10, 20 associations around the world doing that much Moodle development? Japan Association is doing an open grant, but I think we should follow the model that you are showing here with the Boost Union theme and what Thomas Niedermeyer is doing in the AMC. It's impressive. Thank you.
That's very nice of you saying that, Don. It's actually, I have to add maybe one more thing. Boost Union was born kind of 2 years ago, but actually its predecessor, Boost Campus, was born years and years ago. So what you see here is also all the expertise that came from having managed a theme locally and then more and more people using it, and this whole community, Moodle and Hochschulen e.V., it actually has given itself this association a year ago, or I don't know, maybe also 2 years ago, but these people or these places had been working together for years and years. So maybe this is also like the growing thing of this. Yeah, why does it work so well? Because, okay, yeah, that's this Moodle and Hochschulen. We had a forum, and then we started to meet up in person, and then now eventually we've become the association. Yeah, so it was a process. This is not like this, but we're happy if you might be inspired, and we're also happy to answer more questions or give you a short walk through these GitHub project really. And yeah, I hope that will be moving on from here, and that will still grow in expertise. And yeah, that Boost Union will be our companion for the next years and decades, and let's see what comes. Thank you very much for your attention, by the way. It was very nice.
Thank you too.
Yeah, thank you, Alex and Wiebke, for this wonderful presentation on this very popular theme. I'll add the recording of the session to the database later on, and I will also add the PDF of the slides, so you have all the links and info yeah, together with the video then. Yeah, let's see if this association model becomes a role model for others too. Hopefully, I think there are a lot of parts of the world that do not have such things. As we also learned in the past from Spanish-speaking communities, they're kind of lacking such institutionalized associations. Well, we'll see. So one last thing, the next town hall will not be next Tuesday, but on the 23rd of April. It's also a Tuesday, but a bit later. And it will also be at a different time. It will be at 1 p.m. UTC. And it will be then the introduction to the latest Moodle release, Moodle 4.4, that will come out on Monday, 22nd of April. So the day after, 23rd, we will have a walkthrough with Helen Foster and Mary Cooch through the new features in Moodle 4.4. If you're interested, please join then. So bye for today. Thanks again to Alex and Wiebke. Have a nice day, everyone, and hope to see you soon here. Back again.
See you. Thanks for coming.